Oh, there we go.
What is going, guys? Straight up Fun and 4 here with segment number 2, season 1, episode 2 for Top 100. We're gonna do a list from 91 to 90 this segment. Oh wait,
Or
no,
90,
sorry, not 91 and 90.
90 to
Like,
81
yeah, 91 to 81, I think.
or 90 to 81. We did 91.
Oh, sorry, 90 to 81. Sorry,
There we
90
go.
to
There we go.
81.
Yep.
Sorry, for segment number 2. Instead of me starting, we're gonna do with Martin K. Mustard here.
Let's see.
So who
So
is your 90 overall?
number 90. He played for quite a lot of teams. Played for the Twins from a time. It is Jim Thome. He 5-time All-Star.
Oh, okay.
One-time Silver Slugger. You know, he's a big home run hitter. He struck out a ton. But you know, very bad defender. But overall, like, yeah, he's definitely someone that you would have wanted on your team. But he kind of, you know, he gets a lot of walks, he gets a lot of home runs, and he gets a lot of strikeouts. But other than that, you know, he didn't do a whole lot, I guess, in terms of like getting on base, stealing, anything like that, playing defense. But he was fantastic at hitting home runs and overall had a very good and long career, and he was very efficient and effective into his age 40s seasons. But because of the strikeouts and because of the lack of defense, I can't really uh, rank him much higher than this.
So we're gonna
How about
go
you?
with this. So my 91, wait, now 90. We're gonna do. He was born in Denver, Colorado. I
Okay.
went there last year. He was drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays back in 1995, first round, 17th overall draft pick. He started against. He made his major league debut with Toronto against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He went
Oh,
five
I think
innings
I know who you're.
pitched, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 earned. I believe he got a no decision,
I think I know who you're picking.
and no other than he was a starter and reliever to start his career, but they confirmed most for a full-time starter.
Yeah.
No other than Roy Doc Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved to be in the top 100. He was 203 and 105 record. He had 67 complete games. He led that 7 times. His career high was 9 times complete games. The career high for him, 36 starts,
Nice.
over 2,100 strikeouts. Why? And then people say, "Oh, why is he in Hall of Fame because he didn't get 3,000 strikeouts?" Okay, I can tell a lot of people this. If you are an efficient pitcher, you do not need a 3,000 strikeouts to be in the Hall of Fame. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a 2-time Cy Young and an 8-time All-Star, which being an All-Star asset pitcher is very, very hard to do. And that's the reason why he is number 90 in this list.
There we go. And then number 89, we have a current player, still playing to this day and still might play for a couple more years. We have Paul Goldschmidt. Spent
Wow.
a lot of time with Arizona and St. Louis. MVP, 7-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger. He was absolutely unbelievable with Arizona. But the past couple seasons and like this season, you know, he's really off to a bad start. So that's kind of worrisome and worrying that like his career is trending in the wrong direction. But granted, he is 36. But he's had a very good career overall so far. Really good batter. He could get a lot of home runs, a lot of doubles, hit for a decent average, and really just someone like in the mid 2010s that was consistently like a top five player in Major League Baseball from probably like 2013 to like 2017,
Um,
2018 or so. But he's getting up there in age. He's still doing all right, but
Good
yeah,
pitcher Hall of Famer.
yep, I would assume so. Yeah.
All right.
So he is there at 98, or sorry, 99, or sorry, 89. Ugh, we're
So
making all,
my
yeah,
my
just so
89,
excited to say our picks.
my number 89 is another Hall of Famer. He won the MVP. He was a 14 All Star, 12 World Series, which he won it with. You should
Marlins.
know who 12 Florida Marlins. That's the only time he played with that team. A
Okay.
13-time Gold Glover,
Yep.
a 7-time Silver Slugger, and an NLCS MVP. No other than Evan the Pudge Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Did not got 3,000 career hits. Once again, you did not need that magic number, 3,000, to be in the Hall of Fame. Batted 296, 300 level home runs. Overall, really good, decent player. Part of the reason why he got in the Hall of Fame was his obviously he was overall good. His also helping got in his Silver Sluggers got him in there, and his Gold Gloves helped him got him in there. And that's the reason why Evan the Punch Rodriguez is number 89. Who is your 88?
88, we have Rafael Palmeiro. Played for Cleveland, Texas, Baltimore in the mostly in the 90s, but some in the 80s and early 2000s. Over 500 home runs career, over a 20-year career. Very efficient as well. He only ever had one season where he struck out more than 100 times, only one in 20 years. He never won an MVP, but four-time All-Star, three-time Gold Glove, two-time Silver Slugger. And he's not a great defender, so that kind of puts him a little bit lower. But a very consistent player, someone that saw the ball really well, was able to hit a lot of homers, a lot of doubles, didn't strike out a lot. But I think he kind of gets overshadowed since he played in the steroid era and didn't take steroids, presumably. So he doesn't have like these godly numbers where like he never hit 50 home runs in a season and he never led the league in a lot of these categories. But just a very consistent player. Did it for a really long time. And yeah, over 500 home runs. So he lands here at 88.
Number 88 for me is you mentioned him earlier in your list. Actually, earlier this segment of the list, played with the Twins, played with the Phillies, the White Sox. He was a Minnesota Twins killer at the time. I believe he also played with the Dodgers before he came with the Twins. And he actually, it was I think the first Twin to hit a walk-off home run at Target Field. You know what I'm talking about. He had 599, 600 in Comerica Park with the Minnesota back in 2011. The Minnesota Twins were not the. He started with the down slopes in that era. No other than Jim Tomey.
There we go.
Who is your
Nice.
87?
87, we have Larry Walker. Recently just got into the Hall of Fame in 2020. MVP, five-time All-Star, seven-time Gold Glove, three-time batting title.
Played with the
Very,
Rockies.
yep, very good offensive numbers. Slightly above average defender, so like he wasn't anything fantastic, but he wasn't awful by any means. Very good hitting numbers, really good batting average, got on base a lot, was able to hit some home runs, got a lot of doubles. Very solid player, and definitely someone who, you would be in the heart of your order throughout the 90s, really on any team, and made plenty of all-star games during that time. He's a little bit lower because he did play in Colorado and at Coors Field, which, as the altitude affects that quite a bit. So, um, because he did play at Coors Field, I kind of penalize him a little bit because of that, and I can't put him higher. Like if he had these numbers and played, let's say in like, I don't know, Seattle or like St.
Don't say
Louis or
Yankee.
something.
Do not say Yankee Stadium.
No, I mean,
That's a Little League field.
we'll get
If
into
you
that.
look at the left field and right field, I can hit it. I can hit a home run in that area.
Oh, it's short, but it's not like anyway. Anyway, because he played in cores, there'll be plenty more Yankees on our list, I bet. So we'll get into this later. But
Yeah,
because of that,
we
he's
should do it.
a
We
little bit
should do it.
lower.
We should do the top 32. No, no, not top 30. Top 30. Rank the top 30 MLB stadiums and later.
Okay, Tropicana Field's probably going to be last, but
Oh,
that might be a cool
Coliseum's
stadium.
probably the worst, but we'll see.
What's that?
Like, remember Coliseum, Oakland Coliseum?
Yeah, that's a horrible stadium. All right, who's your
Okay,
88 or
remember
87? Excuse
my
me.
87. I'm gonna say this right now. This guy, as soon as it says it, everyone's gonna know who I'm talking about. This dude got cheated on the Cy Young back in 2005. They should never ever give it to Pillow Botello Colon. No, that dude should never win a Cy Young. He should never win a Cy Young that year.
I agree with that. I agree with that. As much as I love him, he shouldn't have won.
This dude, when they sang in 2004, 2006, he should have won in 2005, should have won 3 years in a row for Cy Youngs. This dude won the RA 3 times, I believe as well. He did. Got a gold glove, got a triple crown. 3 years in a row, he led in strikeouts. A two-time Cy Young. Should have won 3 times Cy Young, which would make him 3 Cy Youngs in a row. No other than one of my favorite pitchers growing up, Johan Santana, deserves to be on this list.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Nice.
Should have won the Cy Young 2005.
that,
But
that
all the
that
community cares about is the
yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
To
Luckily
be
they
honest,
don't do
deep
that
down,
quite as much
all they care
anymore,
about the
but
wins.
yeah. Yeah, that was a really big deal back then. Oh gosh.
Sorry about
Big
that.
big big Johan Santana guy.
Yep.
86, we have Carlton Fisk. He was a catcher for Boston and the White Sox for a number of years. He played 24 years in the majors, which is wow, very cool, very impressive. 11-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, 1 Gold Glove. He has pretty good counting stats. He was an above average hitter. Pretty much up until he turned 43, and like he played until he was 45. So that kind of tells you how much, teams still
Yeah.
wanted him on there. He wasn't anything like spectacular as a hitter. He was above average, but really where he ranks, or kind of why he ranks here, is because of his defense. Um, he was a really good defender, and he really helped his team with his defense catching as well. So he ranks here at 86. Who's your 86?
My 86 is Jim Palmer. This
Okay.
dude played with the Baltimore Orioles. They have one of the best pitching, like one of the probably the best pitching staffs um of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He played in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, 3 different decades. Had a He was 268 at 152. He didn't give you a lot of strikeouts, but he did break just over the 2,200. He is a Hall of Famer. He never let the lead in strikeouts because, of course, he played in a very good era. He played in the Sandy Koufax era. He played in the Noah Ryan era. He played in the Bert Blyleven era. He played a very difficult era when it comes to trying to lead in strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
But he was also part of a very good team. He won the World Series um 3 times. He led the league in ERA 2 times, and also um even though Ryan can do this, he won the Cy Young 3 times, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure he beat Noah Ryan one of the years we won the Cy Youngs as well.
Probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And because guess what? Game walk a lot of people when I give you Cy Youngs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why Jim Palmer is number 86 on my list.
Sweet. 85. You talked about him last episode. We got Billy Wagner. Uh, my
Oh,
second
okay.
my second closer on the list. He ranks above Aroldis Chapman because he had a much better ERA, a 2.31, a little bit more dominant for a little bit longer. And yeah, over 400 saves. He was extremely good. And like through the late 90s, early 2000s. And really just someone you could rely on, and year after year, someone who you know could get it done. And I think having a good closer really matters a lot for your team as well. Like having someone that can really um, get the job done. He wasn't like fantastic, or well, he was not very good in the playoffs, I should say. He wasn't very good, just overall. So that kind of hurts him a little bit. But yeah, overall, just a really good player and someone that you really want on the back end of your bullpen. So he
Number
lands
80,
here at 85.
number
Who's your
85.
85?
Uh, Everybody knows this person who each time, when it comes to Major League Baseball, Joe Buck always go, well, he always does this each time he does comment this. I'm with the Hall of Famer, Josh Schmaltz. Josh Schmaltz is
Mm.
number 85 for me.
Nice. There we
Who's your 80?
go.
Who is your 84?
84. He used to be a manager, I believe. Well, I think he was. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Maybe for oh God. It was an AL team, I think. You'll probably know, but Robin Robin Yount.
You play with the Brewers.
Yep, yep. Catcher, or sorry, shortstop and center fielder, two-time MVP, three-time All-Star, Gold Glove, very solid player, 20-year career, pretty good bat. Never really hit a whole lot of home runs, but got a lot of doubles and triples, good average,
On
and
base is
pretty good
probably really high
defender.
then.
Yeah, pretty good defender as well. And just all around like fairly well-rounded player, I'd say, overall. So he lands here. And plus when you're a shortstop, that's kind of a tougher position, I feel like, so than like first baseman or something. So because of all of that and the two MVPs, he lands at 84.
Very nice, very nice. Whoa. For me,
Yeah.
I have a guy who played with the Brewers as well.
Mm-hmm.
He played with Toronto when they won the World Series back in '93, and
Mm-hmm.
he finished his career his last 3 years in Minnesota. He managed the Twins too. No other than Paul Molitor, a guy who got
Mm-hmm.
over 3,000 career hits. Um, hit for average, 306 batting average,
Mm-hmm.
a 7-time All Star, World Series MVP, 4-time Silver Slugger. Won the World
Yep.
Series. His only World Series was in '93. and also won Manager of the Year.
Hmm.
Manager of the Year, he also won as well. And
Nice.
they'll
There we
put
go.
me at number 84.
Sweet. And then 83, we have another catcher. We have Gary Carter, 11-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove. He played for Montreal and the Mets, mostly in his career. Above average hitter. Was able to hit a fair amount of home runs, over 300, for a catcher. I feel like that's uh, a fairly big accomplishment for that position. Over 300 doubles in his career. Decent average, nothing spectacular, but decent. And then a very good defender as well. Very good on the defensive end and really helped out his teams with those abilities. So he lands at 83 on our list.
Number 83, me. One of the best defenders for a pitcher. He played with the Twins back in the day. He was, I believe, the Detroit one of the Detroit Tigers commentators.
Yep.
He just got his number, just retired by the Twins. I think last year or the year before. I believe he has one of the most gold gloves as a pitcher.
Yep.
He played with the Twins. He played with the White Sox and Phillies,
Hmm.
Yankees, and the Cardinals. He had a 25-year career, which it was quite a bit of a career for him.
Hmm.
With that alone, he didn't break 3,000 strikeouts, but he got in the Hall of Fame by the Fridges Committee.
Hmm.
No of them than Jim Cott.
Hmm. Nice.
Do I think he should be in the Hall of Fame? Yes.
Hmm. Okay, I got you. Nice. And then 82 we're on. So
Yes.
I have Lee Smith, a pitcher, 7-time All-Star, played 18 seasons, mostly for the Cubs, and then he kind of bounced around a lot, like Boston, St. Louis, New York, Baltimore, Cincinnati, really all over in his later days. But just all around like a very good pitcher. He was a starter and a closer as well. So he has 478 career saves. So he ranks a little bit higher than some other relievers that we've had on the list, mostly like Billy Wagner, just because of those save totals. 3.03 career ERA. He was a little bit more wild of a pitcher than Billy Wagner, like he walked a little bit more people. But just the raw save totals, I think that pushes him over the top. Like if you're like pushing on 500 saves, that means that people are wanting you to
Yeah.
be in these like close game, high leverage like situations for a really long time. And for the most part, for over his entire career, from age 22 to 39, he was able to do that. So because of that, Lee Smith, 82.
My number 82, he played with the Mets. I believe he was part of that Subway Series quite a bit. Very
Hmm.
crucial in that. Was that back in 2000, I think, or 2001? I
I,
give me
I think
number
I know who
seven,
you're talking about.
Mike Piazza
Yep, yep.
as number 82.
Nice. And then 81. So my last player for this episode is going to be another person who played for the Cubs a fair amount. This man is named Ron Santo, 9-time All Star, 5-time Gold Glove. He was a third baseman, only played 15 years. So, kind of my reasoning behind this is, he played 15 years and he was still able to finish with 342 home runs. If I feel like if he was able to play a couple more years, maybe like 3 or 4 more, he could have had a realistic shot at 500 home runs, which I think is a very big accomplishment for players. his 15-year career. Nine-time All-Star, five-time Gold Glove. He got a ton of walks. Very good on-base percentage. Not super great batting average. Decent defender. Nothing spectacular, but not bad by any means. And just a very solid player in the 1960s and 70s for the Cubbies. So that is my number 81. And then I'll turn it over to you.
Before I mention my number 81, so far we have quite a few players on our list so far. Naturally, we have not matched everyone's sense. We have Barry Locker right away. And then we had a couple that was pretty crazy. That was crazy. But the thing is, you had a couple that was very similar, but like a couple rankings like down or a little bit higher lower. But actually, crazy enough, we did it again with number 81.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So we're gonna end with that now. Juan Soto is my number 81.
Sweet.
That is crazy. Stay tuned when we do
Part 3.
episodes 3 of Public Hearing Series. 80 to 71. This is gonna get even more crazier. Please